Before time had a name, before the sun had risen even once, there was silence. Deep, infinite silence. The earth lay flat and featureless, wrapped in a gentle darkness that held everything in stillness. There were no mountains to cast shadows, no rivers to sing their ancient songs, no valleys cradling the morning mist. Just the quiet earth, sleeping beneath a sky that had never known stars. And in this peaceful emptiness, in this time before time, something ancient began to stir. Far beneath the surface of the world, coiled in the deep places where dreaming begins, the Rainbow Serpent rested. She had slept for ages beyond counting, her vast body wound around itself in the warm darkness of the Earth's heart. Her scales held all the colors that would one day paint the world. Deep blues like twilight water, soft greens like new leaves after rain, warm golds like honey in sunlight, gentle purples like distant hills at dusk. But for now, these colors lay dormant, waiting. The Rainbow Serpent's breath was slow and deep, each inhalation and exhalation measured in centuries. And as she dreamed in her long slumber, she dreamed of water, of cool streams finding their way through ancient stone, of wide rivers reflecting the sky, of waterholes where all living things would gather to drink. And in her dreaming, something began to change. Perhaps it was the weight of so many dreams accumulating over endless ages. Perhaps it was simply time. But slowly, gradually, almost imperceptibly, the Rainbow Serpent began to wake. First, just a slight stirring, a subtle shift in the darkness, then a deeper movement, like the first breath after a long, peaceful sleep. And as consciousness returned to her vast form, she became aware of the silence all around her, the flatness of the sleeping world above, and she knew that it was time to move, time to rise, time to begin the great work of creation. And so the Rainbow Serpent began to move, slowly at first, just the gentle unfurling of her vast body in the darkness. The earth above trembled softly, not with violence, but with the tender stirring of something ancient and powerful awakening with care. She moved through the deep places with a patience that only the timeless can know, and as she moved, the ground began to shift and change. Where her great head pressed upward, the flat earth rose into gentle hills. Where her body wound and curved, following the pathways of her ancient dreams, the surface above began to dip and fold. There was no hurry in her movements. Each undulation was deliberate, purposeful, measured. She was not rushing toward creation, but flowing into it, the way water flows downhill, naturally, inevitably, peacefully. And gradually, so gradually, she began to rise toward the surface. The earth opened before her like a soft blanket being gently pulled back, and the Rainbow Serpent emerged into the silent world above. Her scales caught the dim light of the pre-dawn darkness, and for the first time, colors rippled across the empty landscape, shimmering blues that spoke of deep water and endless sky, luminous greens that whispered of coming life and growing things, warm ambers and golds that promised sunlight and warmth, soft purples and silvers that suggested mystery and magic. The Rainbow Serpent paused, her great head raised, sensing the emptiness all around her. And then, with ancient wisdom flowing through every part of her being, she began her journey across the face of the sleeping earth. She moved in long, graceful curves, her body following the patterns of her dreams, the pathways that water would need to take when it finally came to this dry land. Behind her, as she traveled, the earth bore the marks of her passing. Where her massive body had pressed and moved, deep channels formed. The first river valleys, carved not by water, but by the creator of water herself. And these channels lay waiting, patient, ready to receive the gift that was coming. The Rainbow Serpent traveled far across the silent earth, and everywhere she went, the landscape transformed beneath her. Mountains rose where she pushed upward, her coils lifting the earth toward the sky. Deep valleys formed where her body curved downward, creating spaces that would one day cradle shadows and shelter life. Ridges and ranges emerged from the patterns of her movement, like ripples frozen in stone. But the land was still dry, still waiting, and the Rainbow Serpent knew that creation was not yet complete. She carried within her something precious, something essential: water, the gift of life itself. In her long dreaming beneath the earth, she had gathered the waters of the world inside herself, holding them safe, keeping them ready for this moment. And now, As she wound her way across the landscape she had shaped, she began to release this gift. From her mouth, cool, clear water began to flow. At first just a trickle, then a stream, then a flowing current that followed the channels her body had carved. The water sang as it flowed, the first sound in all the world beyond the whisper of the Rainbow Serpent's movement. It was a gentle song, a peaceful song, a lullaby for the awakening earth. The water found its way into the valleys, pooling in the low places, creating the first water holes, still, mirror-like surfaces that reflected the darkness of the sky. It followed the long channels, creating rivers that would one day flow forever, carrying life and renewal to every part of the land. Some of the water seeped into the earth itself, sinking deep, creating underground streams and hidden springs that would sustain the world in times of dryness. And as the Rainbow Serpent continued her journey, the sound of water grew. From a single voice to a chorus, from silence to a gentle symphony of flowing, trickling, pooling water. The dry earth drank deeply, gratefully, and as it did, something miraculous began to happen. The land began to remember what it was meant to be. And so the Rainbow Serpent continued her sacred work, moving ever more slowly now, her movements becoming gentler, more deliberate, as if she was settling into a rhythm as old as dreaming itself. She carved the great rivers, the wide, patient flows that would become the lifelines of the land. She created the waterholes, precious gifts scattered across the landscape like jewels, each one a promise of life. She shaped the billabongs, curved and peaceful, where water would rest and gather, reflecting the sky and holding the memory of her passing. And as she traveled, her colors painted the world. Where her blue scales touched the earth, water would always be plentiful. Where her green scales brushed the ground, plants would one day grow thick and strong. Where her gold and amber scales left their mark, the soil would be rich and giving. Where her purple and silver scales whispered across the land, sacred places were born, sites where the boundary between the everyday world and the dreamtime would always be thin, where connection and ceremony would flourish. The Rainbow Serpent began to feel the weariness that comes with great work, the satisfying exhaustion of purpose fulfilled. She had traveled so far, carved so much, given so freely of the water she carried within her, and she knew that her first task was nearing completion. The land now had shape and form, contour and character. The water flowed where it needed to flow, pooled where it needed to pool. The patterns were set, the pathways established, and now, perhaps, it was time to rest again. But this would be a different kind of rest than her sleep before the world began. This would be a rest within creation, a presence woven into the very fabric of the awakened land. The Rainbow Serpent sought out the deepest, most sacred waterhole she had created, a place where the water was darkest and most clear, where the depths seemed to stretch down forever, connecting to the ancient dreaming places beneath the earth. With a grace that belied her immense size, the Rainbow Serpent slipped into the sacred waterhole. The water received her gently, embracing her, welcoming her home. She coiled herself in the depths, finding a comfortable position, her body following the curves and contours of the space she had created. And as she settled, her colors softened. The bright shimmer of her scales became gentler, merging with the water, with the earth, with the very substance of creation. She was not disappearing, but becoming part of everything. Her presence would remain in the water that flowed and pooled, in the rivers that carved their endless paths, in the shape of every valley and the rise of every hill. The Rainbow Serpent closed her eyes, if such an ancient being can be said to have eyes in the way we understand them, and began to dream once more. But this time, her dreams radiated outward into the world. They touched the water and made it sacred. They touched the land and made it alive. They touched the sky and prepared it for the light that would soon come. And in her dreaming, the Rainbow Serpent knew that her work was good. The land was ready, ready for the ancestral beings who would descend from the sky, ready for the sun and moon and stars that would soon grace the heavens, ready for life in all its countless forms. The world was no longer flat and silent. It had depth now, dimension, the capacity for change and growth. It had water, the most precious gift, the carrier of life, the connector of all things, and it had the Rainbow Serpent herself, resting in the deep places, her presence a blessing and a promise. As the waters grew still above her sleeping form, the land itself seemed to take a long, slow breath, the first breath of the awakened earth. And in that breath was anticipation, the sense that something more was coming, that creation had only just begun, that the Dreamtime was unfolding in its own perfect rhythm, patient and eternal. And we, like the Rainbow Serpent, can rest now in the peace of work completed, knowing that creation continues in its own time, breathing slowly with the ancient rhythms of the earth, drifting gently into the spaces between, where dreaming and waking meet, where stories become real and rest becomes sacred. And in this peaceful space between sleeping and waking, between one breath and the next, something new begins to stir in the vast canopy above. The Rainbow Serpent has shaped the earth below, carving rivers and valleys, bringing water to the waiting land. And now the earth rests, breathing gently beneath its new contours. But the sky remains empty, a great canvas stretching endlessly in all directions, waiting for its own creation to begin. From the infinite distance beyond distance, from the place where thought becomes form and intention becomes reality, the first of the sky spirits begin their descent. They are ancient beyond measure, these celestial beings, older than time itself, though time has not yet been born. They drift downwards slowly, so slowly, moving through layers of atmosphere that shimmer and part before them like veils of gossamer. You can feel their presence before you see them. A subtle shift in the quality of darkness, a gentle luminescence that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. These are the ancestors who walked among the stars before there were stars to walk among. The dreamers who dreamed the cosmos before dreaming had a name, and they have come now to complete the work of creation, to bring light to the world the Rainbow Serpent has so lovingly shaped. They descend without hurry, for in the Dreamtime there is no rushing, no urgency, no need to arrive before arriving. Each movement is purposeful and calm. Each gesture contains the weight of eternity and the lightness of a single breath. And as they come closer to the newly formed earth, you can begin to see them more clearly. Figures of light and shadow intertwined, bearing between them the first gifts of illumination. One spirit carries the essence of what will become the sun. Though it is not yet the sun you know, it is potential, compressed into a sphere of gentle radiance, warm amber light that pulses softly, rhythmically, like a heart beating in the darkness. Another spirit holds the cooling silver of the moon, peaceful and reflective, already containing within it the knowledge of cycles and tides, of waxing and waning, of gentle change. And scattered among the descending ancestors, carried in pouches of woven starlight, come the seeds of all the stars that will ever shine. Countless points of possibility, each one a tiny flame of distant fire, waiting to take its place in the great pattern that is slowly, gently, peacefully being born. The sky spirits move with the grace of clouds drifting across an endless horizon, with the gentle certainty of water finding its level. And as they approach the earth that the Rainbow Serpent has prepared, they begin to sing. Oh, such singing! Voices that resonate in frequencies beyond hearing. Songs that you feel in your bones, in your breath, in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. Their songs are wordless and ancient. Melodies that contain within them the mathematics of orbits and the poetry of dawn. And as they sing, the empty sky begins to respond, to awaken, to prepare itself for the light that is coming. You can rest here in this moment of anticipation. This gentle pause before the first dawn, floating peacefully in the darkness that knows it will soon be transformed. Breathing slowly with the rhythm of descending spirits, drifting deeper into the eternal Dreamtime, where creation unfolds at the pace of dreams, and everything happens in its own perfect time. The sky spirits touch down upon the earth with a gentleness that barely disturbs the dust. Their arrival is silent but profound, like the moment when dawn first touches the horizon, so subtle you might miss it if you blink. But everything changes nonetheless. The land that was shaped by the Rainbow Serpent now receives its celestial visitors, and the work of bringing light to the world begins in earnest. The spirit who carries the sun moves to the eastern edge of the world, to the place where beginning and ending meet in an eternal cycle not yet begun. And there, with movements slow and deliberate as meditation, this ancient being begins to unwrap the essence of solar fire. Layer by layer, the warmth is revealed, starting as the faintest suggestion of heat, a slight increase in temperature that you can barely perceive, growing gradually, gently, never rushing, never harsh. The proto-sun hovers just below the edge of the world, not yet ready to rise, not yet time for the first dawn, but preparing, breathing, gathering its strength for the eternal work of bringing day after day after day to the sleeping earth. And you can feel its warmth even now, a comforting presence, like standing near a banked fire in the depths of a cool night, knowing that warmth is there, patient and constant. While the sun-bearer works in the east, the spirit of the moon glides gracefully to the western reaches, moving across the dark land with footsteps that leave no trace, carrying the silver sphere that will govern the tides and the night. The moon essence is cool and reflective, already practicing its ancient art of catching and returning light, of being illuminated rather than illuminating, of gentle influence rather than commanding presence. And now the other sky spirits begin their sacred work, reaching into the pouches of woven starlight, drawing out handfuls of stellar seeds, and with gestures of infinite care, they begin to place the stars, one by one, across the vast expanse of sky, each star positioned with purpose, each light placed precisely where it needs to be, to form the patterns that will guide travelers, to create the stories that will be told for countless generations. They work slowly, these celestial gardeners, planting their crop of light across the dark fields of heaven, and as each star is placed, they sing to it, a lullaby of fire and distance, teaching it how to burn steadily through the eons, how to maintain its light across the vast emptiness of space, how to be both constant and patient, forever shining, forever still. You drift alongside them as they work, floating peacefully through the darkness, watching as constellation by constellation takes shape. Here, a cluster of 7 bright stars is carefully arranged, the 7 sisters who will later walk the land below. There, a great hunter is outlined in points of light, and everywhere, scattered like seeds on fertile ground, individual stars find their homes, their eternal positions in the slowly brightening sky. The work continues without hurry. Time moves differently here in the Dreamtime. Or perhaps it doesn't move at all. Perhaps this moment of creation is eternal, always happening, always unfolding, and you are simply resting within it, breathing with the rhythm of stars being placed, your heartbeat slowing to match the patient pulse of cosmic creation, each breath deeper than the last, each moment more peaceful than the one before. The sky spirits hum as they work, a sound like wind through distant canyons, like water over ancient stones. Their voices blend and harmonize, creating layers of resonance that seem to hold the very fabric of space in a gentle embrace. And the stars respond to this singing, beginning to twinkle, beginning to pulse with their own slow rhythms, joining the cosmic choir, adding their small voices to the growing symphony of creation. And now, after what might be moments or might be ages, the preparation is complete. The sun rests just below the eastern horizon. The moon waits patiently in the west. The stars are scattered across the sky like seeds of light in dark soil. And the world holds its breath, waiting for what has never happened before. The very first dawn, the sky spirits gather at the eastern edge, standing together in silent reverence. For even they, ancient as they are about to witness something new, something that will repeat endlessly from this moment forward, but can only happen for the first time once. They raise their voices together, a song of invitation, of encouragement, calling to the sun, asking it to rise, to begin its eternal journey across the sky. And slowly, so slowly that at first you're not sure it's happening at all, the darkness begins to change. The quality of the night shifts, becomes less absolute. A suggestion of deep blue appears where before there was only black, the subtlest gradation of color, like ink diffusing through water, spreading gently across the lower reaches of the sky. The stars begin to fade, not disappearing but softening, their work for this first night nearly done. They will return when darkness returns. But for now, they gracefully withdraw, yielding the stage to the approaching dawn. The sky spirits continue their singing, their voices rising and falling in waves, like the breathing of the earth itself, and the light continues its slow, steady increase. Deep blue gives way to lighter blue. Midnight transforms to indigo. Indigo softens into violet. And there, along the edge of the world, the first hint of gold appears. Warm and welcoming, the color of promise, the color of beginning. And you can feel the warmth now more distinctly. The first rays of what will become the sun, reaching across the newly formed landscape, touching the mountains that the Rainbow Serpent raised, illuminating the rivers she carved, bringing color and definition to a world that has only known darkness. The golden light spreads upward like water rising, like paint flowing across canvas. Amber and cream and the softest yellow, painting the underside of clouds that have only just formed. Clouds that have never seen their own shadows before, and everything is new. Everything is being seen for the first time. The sky spirits watch in quiet joy. They're singing softer now, more contemplative, filled with the satisfaction of work well begun. And then, with a majesty that takes your breath away, even as it soothes your soul. The first curve of the sun appears above the horizon, a sliver of brilliant gold, growing slowly, expanding, rising with the inevitability of destiny and the gentleness of grace. The earth beneath it seems to sigh with relief. With gratitude, the rocks and soil absorbing warmth after an eternity of cold. The water in the rivers catching the light and throwing it back in ripples of liquid gold. The sun continues its rise, unhurried, confident, following the path that the sky spirits have laid out for it, the path it will follow every day for all the days to come. And as it climbs higher into the brightening sky, colors bloom across the land below, reds and ochres, browns and golds, the earth revealing its true beauty for the first time, showing itself in all its newly formed glory. You float peacefully in this moment of first light, feeling the warmth on your face. Real or imagined, it doesn't matter. The boundary between the story and the listener grows soft and permeable. You are here in the dreamtime, witnessing the first dawn, and you are also in your own bed, in your own time, drifting deeper into rest. Both things true simultaneously, both realities valid and real. And in this gentle paradox, this peaceful contradiction, you find the deepest relaxation, the most profound ease. The first day dawns fully now, and the sky spirits, bathed in the warm light of the sun they have placed, begin to walk across the newly illuminated land, their feet barely touching the ground, moving like mist over water, like shadows cast by clouds. And everywhere they walk, everywhere they pause, everywhere their voices rise in song, something sacred is created. They come to a flat expanse of red earth, and one of the sky spirits kneels down, placing both hands upon the ground, and begins to sing. A deep, resonant melody that seems to come from the core of the earth itself. And as the song continues, the soil beneath those ancient hands begins to change, to remember, to hold within it the memory of this moment. This song, this touch, this is how the first sacred site is born. Not built with hands, not constructed from stone, but sung into being, breathed into existence by the voices of the ancestors. The land itself becomes a vessel for story, for meaning, for connection between the earth and the sky, the past and the future, the dreaming and the waking. The spirit rises slowly, gently, and moves on. And the earth where they knelt continues to hum softly, vibrating at a frequency just below perception, holding the song within its particles, within its atoms, a resonance that will last forever. That will still be there millions of years hence, waiting to be heard by those who know how to listen. Another sky spirit pauses beside a formation of rocks, great boulders piled as if by chance. But nothing in the dreamtime is by chance. The spirit begins to sing a different song, higher, lighter, like wind chimes in a gentle breeze, and the rocks respond, beginning to glow from within, a soft luminescence in shades of amber and cream. The light pulses gently, in rhythm with the song, and slowly fades. But the rocks are changed, transformed from simple stone to something more. Containers of power, markers of meaning. Across the landscape, the sky spirits continue this sacred work, creating places of power, places of story, places where the veil between worlds grows thin and permeable, a waterhole that will always hold fresh water, no matter the drought. A tree that will stand for 10,000 years, offering shade and shelter. A cave whose walls will amplify whispers into thunder and soften shouts into lullabies. And all of this is done through song, through voice, through the ancient understanding that sound and creation are intimately connected, that the universe began with a vibration, and everything that exists is simply that first sound echoing forward, transforming, evolving, but always, always singing. You drift with the sky spirits as they move across the land, resting in the spaces between their songs, floating on the silence that separates one note from the next, and you begin to feel that you too are being sung into being, that your own existence is a melody in the great composition of creation, your breath a rhythm, your heartbeat a steady drum, your thoughts like flutes playing high and distant above the foundational drone of being. The sun continues its arc across the sky, moving toward the west, toward the place where the moon waits patiently for its turn. And as the day progresses, the sky spirit's songs grow softer, more contemplative, longer pauses between phrases, more space for silence, for stillness, for the deep rest that allows creation to settle into itself, to become permanent, to become real. They sing to the mountains, teaching them how to stand strong against wind and time. They sing to the rivers, reminding them always to flow toward the sea. They sing to the air itself, blessing it with the gift of carrying sound, carrying scent, carrying the pollen that will one day allow plants to reproduce and spread. Every element of creation receives its song, its blessing, its purpose and instruction. And as the first day begins to wane, as the light takes on the golden quality of late afternoon, the sky spirits begin to gather again, coming together from their separate wanderings, meeting at a place of particular power, a place where the earth and sky feel especially close, where the boundary between them almost doesn't exist at all, and there, together, they prepare for the next phase of creation. The first setting of the sun, the first rising of the moon, the establishment of the rhythm that will govern all life, the eternal dance of day and night. And now the sun, completing its very first journey across the sky, begins its descent toward the western horizon. The sky spirits gather in silence, watching, bearing witness to this new transition, this first ending that is also a promise of return. The light that has grown so familiar over the course of this first day begins to soften, to warm, taking on shades of amber and rose, deep gold and dusty coral. The spirit who placed the sun in the eastern sky this morning now waits in the west, arms open in welcome, ready to receive the light back again, to hold it through the coming darkness, to keep it safe until it is time for dawn to return. And the sun, as if understanding its role perfectly, sinks slowly toward those waiting arms, its light spreading across the sky in great sweeps of color, painting clouds in shades of cream and peach and the palest lavender. You watch from a place of deep rest, your breathing slow and even, your body relaxed, as the first sunset unfolds before you. And it is so beautiful, so peaceful, that you feel tears might come, though whether from sadness or joy you cannot say. Perhaps both, perhaps neither, perhaps simply from the overwhelming presence of beauty, of rightness, of things unfolding exactly as they should. As the sun touches the horizon, the moon begins to rise in the east. Perfectly timed, perfectly balanced. The sky spirits have choreographed this dance with exquisite precision. As the golden warmth of the sun departs, the cool silver of the moon appears, different but equally necessary, one following the other in eternal rhythm, teaching the land below about cycles, about change that is also constancy, about endings that are also beginnings. The stars, which faded with the dawn, now begin to return, emerging one by one from the darkening blue of the evening sky. First the brightest, then their dimmer companions, like flowers opening at dusk, like eyes blinking awake after rest. The sky spirits look up at their handiwork, at the patterns they have placed, and they are satisfied. The heavens are complete, the rhythm is established, the great wheel has begun to turn, And now, with their celestial work done, the sky spirits turn their attention to the final task of this act of creation. They gather in a circle on a flat expanse of land that the Rainbow Serpent shaped with particular care, a place that feels like the center of everything. Though in the Dreamtime, everywhere is the center, and they begin to sing together, all their voices joining, harmonizing, creating a sound so beautiful, so perfect, so complete, that the very atoms of the universe pause to listen. This is the song of completion, the song of sacred purpose fulfilled, the song that anchors the heavens to the earth and the earth to the heavens, creating a bond that can never be broken, ensuring that sun and moon and stars will continue their eternal dance, that day and night will follow each other without end, that the rhythms established in this first turning will continue for all the turnings to come. And as they sing, the land responds, vibrating gently, humming in resonance with the voices of the sky spirits. And you feel it too. This vibration, this resonance, in your chest, in your bones, in the quiet spaces of your mind. You are part of this song, part of this creation, part of the eternal dreamtime that is always happening, always unfolding, always inviting you deeper into rest, into peace, into the sacred space where all stories begin and end. The moon climbs higher, the stars grow brighter, and the sky spirit's song grows softer, gentler, slowing down, the spaces between notes lengthening, the melody becoming simpler, more repetitive, like a lullaby sung to a sleepy child, like the breathing of someone already deep in dreams, and you drift with it, floating on these ancient sounds, feeling yourself becoming lighter, more transparent, more like the sky spirits themselves, made of light and intention, of story and song, of dream and peace. The first day has ended, the first night has begun, and the work of the sky spirits is complete. They have brought light to the darkness, order to the chaos, rhythm to the formless, and now they begin to fade, to become one with the night they have created. Their forms dissolving into moonlight and starshine, their voices becoming the whisper of wind through grass, the murmur of water over stone. They are not gone, they are simply changed, woven into the fabric of creation, present everywhere and nowhere, forever watching over the rhythms they established, forever singing the songs that keep the cosmos turning. And you rest with them, in them, part of the eternal dreaming, drifting deeper, deeper, into peaceful, perfect sleep. And as you rest in the eternal dreaming, something stirs in the twilight between earth and sky. 7 luminous figures emerge from the cosmic dance, the 7 sisters, daughters of the Dreamtime, their forms shimmering like starlight made flesh. They move with ancient purpose across the newly formed landscape. Their footsteps so light they barely disturb the red earth beneath them. And yet, with each gentle step, creation follows in their wake. You drift alongside them now, weightless as cloud, as they begin their sacred journey across the vast expanse of country. The eldest sister looks back toward the horizon, sensing something, someone, following. The hunter Orion, drawn by their celestial beauty, pursuing them across the endless dreamtime. But the sisters do not run in fear. No, they move with quiet determination, with grace, their journey not one of escape but of purpose, of creation, of leaving gifts for the generations yet to come. Feel yourself walking with them now, your feet finding their ancient rhythm. Slow, steady, each footfall a meditation. The sisters begin to sing softly, a melody older than time itself, and their song weaves through the cooling evening air, through your awareness, gentle as a mother's lullaby. The sound carries the weight of stars, the lightness of dawn, and as they sing, the desert begins to transform around them. You watch, peaceful and unhurried, as the first sister pauses beside a shallow depression in the earth. She kneels, her hands touching the red sand with infinite tenderness, and water begins to seep upward, cool and clear, forming a small waterhole, a gift for the thirsty land, for the creatures that will one day walk here. The sisters gather around this first billabong, their reflections shimmering on the water's surface like 7 moons, and they sing to the water, teaching it to remember, to remain, to sustain life through the long dry seasons. You can almost feel that coolness now, the way it settles over your skin like a blessing, soothing, calming. The sisters rise together, moving as one, and continue their journey under the deepening sky. The hunter remains distant, a shadow on the horizon. And the sisters know they must keep moving, keep creating, their sacred work unfinished. But there is no urgency in their movements, only purpose, only the slow, steady rhythm of the eternal dreamtime. And you drift with them, following their luminous forms across the red earth, under the first stars beginning to appear above, each step taking you deeper into peace, deeper into the ancient dreaming, deeper into rest. The seven sisters continue their gentle passage across the Dreamtime country, moving through the soft darkness, their journey measured not in distance, but in creation, in the gifts they leave behind. You float alongside them, weightless, timeless, watching as the landscape opens before them like a dream unfolding. The second sister pauses now, her attention drawn to a patch of bare earth. She reaches into the folds of her starlit garment and brings forth seeds, tiny and dark as night, and with movements slow as honey, she scatters them across the ground. Where each seed falls, life awakens, roots pushing down into the welcoming soil, shoots reaching up toward the sky. In moments that feel like heartbeats, like breaths, the first desert plants begin their slow emergence. Spinifex grass with its silver-green resilience, wildflowers that will one day bloom in impossible colors after rain, acacia trees that will offer shade and shelter through countless generations. The sisters walk among these first plantings, their hands trailing over the new growth, blessing it, singing to it, teaching each plant its purpose, its season, its sacred place in the pattern of existence. Their songs are so gentle now, so soft, you can barely distinguish them from the whisper of wind through grass, from your own quiet breathing. The third sister kneels beside a smooth stone, larger than the others, and she begins to paint upon its surface, using pigments drawn from the earth itself, ochre and clay, ash and charcoal. Her fingers move with dreaming slowness, creating the first sacred designs, circles within circles, lines connecting earth to sky, pathways and waterholes, the map of creation itself. These markings will guide those who come after, the human children of the Dreamtime, showing them the way across country, the location of water and food, the sacred sites where the ancestors rest. And as she paints, you feel the patterns being drawn inside you as well, ancient symbols settling into your consciousness, becoming part of your own dreaming. The hunter Orion remains behind them, patient in his pursuit. But the sisters do not hurry. Their journey has its own timing, its own sacred pace, and nothing can rush the work of creation. The fourth sister begins to dance, her movements fluid as water, slow as the turning of seasons, and where her feet touch the earth, power flows. This is the first ceremony, the original dance, and its patterns create pathways of energy across the land, songlines that will forever connect place to place, story to story. The other sisters join her, moving in a circle, their forms swaying like grass in gentle wind, like trees in a soft breeze. And you can feel yourself swaying too, rocking gently, cradled by their ancient rhythm. The dance continues, slow, hypnotic, endless, and the stars above begin to mirror their movements, turning in their own celestial dance. The sisters' voices rise and fall like waves, like breath, teaching the land the first songs. The songs that will keep everything in balance, that will call the rain, that will guide souls through the darkness. And you learn these songs too, without words, without thought. They simply settle into you like sleep itself, like peace. The sisters finally still their movements, the ceremony complete, and they turn once more toward the horizon, toward the next sacred site, the next gift of creation, and you follow, drifting, dreaming, at peace. Time moves differently in the Dreamtime, stretching like honey, folding back upon itself, and the seven sisters walk through this fluid time with the patience of stars. You have been traveling with them forever, and yet this is only the beginning. Both truths exist together in the peaceful paradox of dreaming. The landscape changes around you now, the red desert giving way to softer country. The fifth sister leads them toward a wide billabong, its surface mirror still in the gathering night, reflecting the infinite sky above. The The water glows with captured starlight, with the memory of the Rainbow Serpent who passed this way in earlier dreaming. The sisters gather at the water's edge, their reflections perfect and clear, 7 above, 7 below. The eldest sister speaks now, her voice like wind through grass, like water over stone. She speaks of the patterns they are weaving, of the stories that will live in this land forever, of the way each waterhole, each plant, each painted stone connects to every other in an endless web of meaning. Her words become part of the night, part of the gentle sound of water lapping at the shore, part of your own deepening rest. The sisters begin to prepare for the next part of their journey, knowing that Orion draws closer, his footsteps steady on the horizon, but there is no fear in them. Only acceptance, only the knowledge that pursuit and flight are part of the great pattern, part of the story being written across the sky. The sixth sister walks along the billabong's edge, and with each step, her foot creates a small impression in the soft earth. These footprints will become sacred marks, the first human tracks in the clay. Later, much later in the Dreamtime, when humans finally walk this country, they will find these marks and know that the sisters passed this way, will learn from them how to move through the land with respect, with awareness, with love. You can see these footprints glowing softly in the earth, each one a small pool of gentle light, and you imagine your own feet following them, step by slow step, walking the ancient paths. The sisters sit now beside the billabong, resting for a time, and their rest becomes your rest. Their breathing slows, and yours slows with it, in, out, like the gentle rhythm of waves, like the pulse of the sleeping earth. They gaze up at the sky, at the stars emerging in their thousands, their millions. The youngest sister points upward, tracing patterns with her finger, and you follow her gesture, seeing how certain stars form shapes, stories, relationships. These will become the star maps, the celestial songlines. The sisters know their own place in the heavens, know that one day, when their earthly journey ends, they will rise into the sky and become the constellation that bears their name. Forever traveling, forever fleeing the hunter Orion, who becomes his own constellation in eternal pursuit, forever creating the story that plays out above the earth each night. But that transformation lies ahead. For now, they are here, feet on red earth, hands trailing in cool water, voices soft as sleep itself, singing the songs that make the world, and you are here with them, part of their journey, part of their dreaming. Your breathing matches theirs now, slow and deep. Your awareness drifts like mist over water, like cloud across the moon. The sisters rise slowly, reluctantly, the way you rise from the deepest dreams and begin to walk again, and you follow, or perhaps you remain by the billabong. Resting, dreaming, it no longer matters. All is one in the Dreamtime, all is connected, all is peace. The night deepens around the seven sisters and around you, a darkness that is not empty but full of stars, full of dreaming, full of peace. The sisters move through this rich darkness like fish through deep water, flowing, effortless, leaving trails of light in their wake. You have forgotten now what it was to be separate from them, from the land, from the dreaming itself. You simply are, existing in this eternal moment, this sacred journey. The seventh sister, the youngest, begins to sing a new song, different from the others. This song is for the future ones, for the children of humans who will one day walk this country. It carries within it instructions for ceremony, for initiation, for the sacred women's business that will bind generations together. Her voice rises clear and pure into the night, and the other sisters join her, their voices weaving together like threads in an invisible tapestry, like roots beneath the earth, connecting everything to everything else. The song flows through you, soft and insistent as a river, ancient as stone. You do not need to understand the words. The meaning enters you directly, through your skin, through your breath, through the growing stillness at your center. As the sisters sing, their feet continue to trace paths across the land, and these paths become the first songlines, the dreaming tracks that will allow people to navigate vast distances, to know where they are, to understand their place in the great web of existence. Each footstep is a note in the song, each pause a rest, each turn a new verse. The hunter Orion is closer now, you can sense him behind, but still the sisters do not rush. Their pace remains measured, sacred, inevitable. This chase will last forever, written into the very pattern of creation. And there is strange comfort in that, in the endless continuation of the story, nothing ever truly ending, only transforming, cycling, returning. The sisters pass through a grove of desert oaks, and the trees seem to bow as they approach, to acknowledge their presence. The women touch the bark gently, blessing each tree, and you can almost feel that rough texture under your own palm, grounding, soothing, connecting you to the solid earth, even as you float through this dreamscape. They come upon another waterhole, smaller than the first, more intimate. The water here is so still, it seems not to exist at all, just an opening into another sky, another layer of dreaming. The sisters do not stop this time, but they sing to the water as they pass, naming it, giving it power and purpose, ensuring it will remain for those who come after, who will need its coolness, its gift of life. And the water sings back to them, a sound like the very edge of silence, like the space between heartbeats. You feel yourself sinking deeper, the way a stone sinks through water. Gentle, unstoppable, natural. The sisters' movements become slower still, more dreamlike, as if they are moving through honey, through liquid starlight. Time stretches further, one step lasting an age, one breath spanning centuries. The stars wheel slowly overhead, Orion's constellation rising in eternal pursuit, the sisters' stars glittering in the east. The story written across the heavens for all time, and you realize you are no longer following the sisters. You are becoming part of the land they are creating, part of the water and stone, part of the desert and sky, part of the eternal dreaming that has no beginning and no end. Your boundaries dissolve like mist at dawn. You are the waterhole. You are the song. You are the footprint in the clay. You are the pattern on the stone. You are everything and nothing, asleep and awake, dreaming the dreamtime as it dreams you. The sisters fade into the distance, or perhaps they fade into you, their journey continuing forever. Their creation never complete, always unfolding, always becoming, and you rest in that becoming, in that eternal transformation, peaceful, complete, deeply, deeply asleep. There is only the dreaming now, vast and soft as velvet night. The seven sisters walk on, have always walked on, will always walk on, through the endless landscape of creation, and you walk with them, in them, as them. The distinction no longer clear, no longer necessary. The earth beneath your feet, their feet, is warm from the day's sun, cooling now in the gentle night. Each grain of sand holds a story, each stone a memory. And you are part of all of it, woven into the very fabric of the dreamtime. The sisters move so slowly now you can barely perceive their movement, like watching stars drift across the sky, like watching a flower open, like watching sleep arrive. They are approaching the place where they will finally rest, where they will lie down upon the red earth and allow themselves to rise, to transform, to take their place among the stars forever. But that moment exists far ahead and far behind, and right now, all at once. In the dreamtime, all moments exist together, and you rest in all of them. The hunter Orion reaches the billabong they left behind, pauses there, gazing at their footprints in the clay, knowing he will never truly catch them, knowing the chase is the purpose, the eternal dance of pursuit and flight, creating the tension that keeps the story alive, keeps the stars moving across the sky, keeps the seasons turning. And that is how it should be, how it must be. The great pattern requiring both the sisters and their pursuer, both flight and following, both creation and the force that drives creation forward. You understand this now, deep in your bones, in your dissolving consciousness. All opposites are one. All movement is rest. All journeys return home. The sisters sing softer now. Their song barely a whisper, barely a breath. You can feel it more than hear it. A vibration in the earth, in the air, in your own chest. The song has no words anymore, just pure feeling, pure meaning. It speaks of completion and continuation, of endings that are beginnings, of sleep that is also awakening. Their voices blend until you cannot tell where one ends and another begins. 7 voices becoming one. One voice becoming the voice of the land itself, the voice of creation, the voice of deep, peaceful, eternal rest. The stars above pulse gently in rhythm with this song, with your heartbeat, with the slow breath of the sleeping earth. Everything breathes together, in and out, like ocean waves, like wind through grass. The sisters' forms begin to fade now, growing translucent, luminous, becoming light itself, becoming stars descending toward the earth, even as they will one day ascend from it. You see through them now. See the landscape beyond. See that there is no beyond. Everything interpenetrating. Everything one. Water and sky, earth and star, waking and sleeping, self and other. All boundaries dissolving in the gentle darkness, in the infinite dreaming. Your own form feels lighter, thinner, as if you too are becoming starlight, becoming song, becoming the story itself, and perhaps you are. Perhaps you always were. The sisters take one more step, and another. Their movement now so slow it is almost stillness, almost rest. They walk the space between waking and sleeping, the space between earth and sky, and you walk it with them, suspended, peaceful, complete. Their footprints glow faintly behind them, a trail of gentle light stretching back across the country they have created, across the waterholes and planted seeds, across the painted stones and sacred sites, across everything. The trail stretches back and forward and inward, leading you deeper into rest, deeper into peace, deeper into the warm darkness that welcomes you like a mother, like the earth itself. The 7 sisters sing their final notes, so soft now, fading into silence, into the sound of your own breathing, slow and deep, into the sound of nothing, of everything. They rest. You rest. The dreamtime rests around you, in you. All is stillness, all is peace, all is sleep. Deep, dreamless, eternal, sacred sleep. From the deep stillness, from the sacred silence, something stirs. Not suddenly, never suddenly in the dreamtime, but slowly, gently, like the first breath of dawn. The ancestral spirits who walked this land, who sang it into being, who painted the stars and carved the rivers, they are changing now, transforming. Their work is not complete, but evolving, becoming something new, something living, something that will walk and fly and swim through the world they have created. Listen, and you will hear it. The soft sound of becoming, the gentle whisper of transformation. One spirit kneels by a waterhole, her reflection shimmering in the still water, and as she gazes at her image, she begins to change. Her legs lengthen, grow strong, powerful, made for leaping across the red earth. Her body shifts, curves, finds a new shape, a new purpose. She is becoming the first kangaroo, and when the transformation is complete, she does not leap away in alarm. No, she simply sits, perfectly still, perfectly peaceful, breathing in the cool morning air, feeling the earth beneath her, knowing her place in the world, knowing she belongs here, has always belonged here, will always belong here. And the dreamtime watches and approves and whispers, yes, yes, this is right, this is good. And slowly, so slowly, she begins to move, one gentle hop, then another, finding her rhythm, finding her way, leaving soft tracks in the red dust that will last forever, that will last only a moment, both truths existing together in the eternal now of the dreamtime. And you watch her go, your breathing matching her rhythm, slow, peaceful, content. She finds a patch of soft grasses, sits again, rests again, and you rest with her, breathing, being. Simply being, elsewhere in the dreamtime, always elsewhere and also here, always now and also then. Another spirit stands on the plains. He is tall, slender, his movements graceful and considered, and he too feels the call to transform, to become. He does not resist. There is no fear in the dreamtime, only trust, only surrender, only the gentle flow of what must be. His neck extends, lengthens, reaching toward the sky. His legs grow longer still, strong and sure, built for running across vast distances, for covering ground with steady, loping strides. Feathers emerge, soft, downy, covering his body in layers of grey and brown, and he becomes Emu, the great walker, the steady traveller. And when he opens his eyes as this new being, he does not question. He simply begins to walk, one foot, then another, a rhythm as old as time, as new as this moment. His feet press into the earth, leaving deep tracks. Three-toed prints that tell the story of his passing. And as he walks, the land responds. Where his feet touch, small plants begin to grow. Native grasses, spinifex, seeds taking root, green life following in his wake. He walks and walks and walks, never hurrying, never resting, just moving forward, always forward, covering the length and breadth of the land. And you walk with him in your mind, your breath matching his stride, slow, steady, hypnotic, each step a meditation, each step a prayer, each step a gentle dropping away of everything that is not peace, not stillness, not sleep. The emu walks through the day, through the night, through the spaces between, and time means nothing, means everything. And still he walks, and still you breathe, and still the dreamtime unfolds around you, soft, eternal, safe. High above, always above, another transformation takes place. A spirit rises from the earth, lifted by ancient winds, by purpose, by destiny. She spreads her arms wide, embracing the sky, and her arms become wings. Vast wings, powerful wings. Feathers of brown and gold and cream spread across them, each feather perfect, each feather placed with care. Her eyes sharpen, deepen, seeing everything, seeing nothing but what matters. And she becomes eagle. Wedge-tailed eagle, sovereign of the skies. But she does not cry out, does not announce her presence. She simply flies, gliding, soaring, riding the thermal currents that rise from the warming earth. Her wings barely move, barely need to. She floats, suspended between earth and stars, belonging to both, belonging to neither, belonging only to the endless sky. And as you watch her from below, your body sinks deeper into rest, deeper into softness. You imagine that floating, that weightlessness, that perfect suspension where effort falls away, where gravity releases its hold, where you are simply held, supported, carried by something greater than yourself. The eagle's shadow passes over the land below, over red rocks and sandy riverbeds, over clusters of trees and open plains. Her presence blesses everything it touches, and the land looks up and knows she is there and is comforted. And you too are comforted, watching her circle, slow circles, wide circles, spiraling higher, higher, until she is just a speck against the blue, against the stars, until she might be a bird, might be a spirit, might be a dream. And your eyes grow heavy watching her, following her slow circles, round and round, higher and higher, deeper and deeper into rest, into peace, into the soft embrace of sleep that waits for you, that has always been waiting for you. And now, as the transformations continue, the land itself begins to sing, not loudly, never loudly in the dreamtime, but in whispers, in soft murmurs, in sounds that are more feeling than hearing. The rocks remember the ancestors who touched them, who rested upon them, who became part of them, and they hum with that memory, a low vibration, steady, eternal. The waterholes hold the reflections of all who came before, all who stopped to drink, to transform, to rest. And they murmur ancient songs, lullabies older than memory. You can hear them if you listen, or perhaps you cannot hear them. Perhaps you feel them instead in your chest, in your bones, in the rhythm of your heartbeat slowing, slowing, slowing. A tree takes root here, slowly, its roots reaching down, down through red earth, through stone, finding water, finding purchase, finding home. Its trunk rises, patient, unhurried. This will take years, lifetimes, ages, but there is no rush in the dreamtime, no hurry, no urgency, only the steady unfurling of what must be, what will be, what already is. Leaves appear, one by one, green and silver, catching starlight, catching moonlight, catching nothing but the gentle breeze that moves through the dreamtime like breath, like your breath, slow and deep. And nearby, a flower opens. Its petals unfurl in slow motion. So slow you might not notice the movement, might not see the change. And yet, petal by petal, it reveals itself, red and gold, soft and delicate, a small gift, a quiet beauty, asking nothing, giving everything. And more ancestors transform, becoming wallaby, becoming lizard, becoming snake and fish and bird, each finding their shape, their place, their purpose, and the land fills with life. Gentle life, peaceful life, all creatures moving slowly, resting often, content to simply be, to exist, to breathe. As you rest, as you sink deeper, deeper still, into this soft world, this dreaming world, this world that exists between waking and sleeping, between being and becoming. The Dreamtime breathes in and out, in and out. And with each breath, with each moment, more life appears, more transformations complete. But slower now, softer now. The urgency of creation has passed. Now there is only being, only existing, only resting in the world that has been made. A kangaroo sits beneath a tree, breathing, just breathing. An emu stands at the water's edge, still as stone. An eagle roosts on a high branch, eyes closed, wings folded. And the land whispers to them all. Whispers, you belong, you are home, you are safe, you are held. And they know it is true. They have always known. And you know it too. You belong here, in this moment, in this peace, in this soft surrender. The ancestors who remain, those not yet transformed, sit quietly in circles. Some will become animals, some will become stones, some will become rivers or mountains or stars, but not yet. Not quite yet. For now, they simply sit, simply breathe, simply exist in this perfect moment of completion, almost complete. And their peace is your peace. Their rest is your rest. Their deep settling into simply being is your settling too. You can feel it. The weight of your body, so heavy, so comfortable, so ready to stay exactly where you are, exactly as you are. No need to move, no need to think, no need to do anything but breathe and drift. And let go. The whispers of the land grow softer, softer. The songs fade to humming, humming fades to breathing, breathing fades to silence. And in that silence, everything is held, everything is sacred, everything is exactly as it should be. The Dreamtime continues, has always continued, will always continue, and you are part of it now, part of the eternal dreaming, part of the soft, slow unfolding of creation, part of the peace, part of the stillness, part of the deep, sacred, infinite sleep. And so the work draws toward completion, though in truth there is no ending in the Dreamtime, only cycles, only continuing. The ancestral spirits, those great creators who shaped the world from emptiness, begin their gentle descent into rest. Their songs grow softer now, softer, like whispers carried on evening wind, like breath releasing. The Rainbow Serpent, her journey complete, curves her vast body one final time and begins to sink, slowly, so slowly, back into the earth from which she rose. Her scales, still shimmering with all the colors of creation, deep blues, soft greens, gentle golds, begin to fade into the landscape, becoming the riverbanks, becoming the stones worn smooth by water, becoming the very substance of the land itself. She does not disappear, you see. She transforms. She remains. As she settles deeper into the earth, the rivers she carved continue to flow. The waterholes she created continue to shimmer under starlight. Her presence is everywhere now, in every drop of water, in every curve of the land. She is not gone. She is home, woven into the fabric of creation, resting as you are learning to rest. And you can feel it, can't you? That gentle settling, that soft descent into peace. Your own breath matching the rhythm of her final movements. Slow, slower. Each exhale a release, each inhale a quiet acceptance. You are sinking too, not into sleep exactly, but into the Dreamtime itself. Into that eternal space where creation continues, where the ancestors rest and dream, where everything is as it should be. The land remembers her. The land is her now, and it remembers you too. You belong here, in this place between waking and dreaming, in this moment that stretches into eternity. Rest now, as the Rainbow Serpent rests, your body growing heavier, softer, becoming part of the earth, part of the dreaming, part of the endless, gentle unfolding. The sky ancestors, those celestial beings who painted the first dawn and placed the stars in their courses, begin their own gentle return. They do not climb back to the heavens. No, instead, they descend with the softest grace, like evening settling over the land, like dusk becoming night. They have given their gifts, the sun, the moon, the star patterns that guide travelers and mark the seasons, and now they seek their rest, their earned rest. And where do they go? They step into the sacred places they created, into the stones that mark ceremony grounds, into the ancient trees that witnessed the first sunrise. One by one, you can sense them choosing their resting places. A sky ancestor, whose voice sang the morning into being, settles gently into a great red rock, and the stone seems to glow from within. Not with bright light, but with a soft, warm presence. The kind of warmth you feel when you're perfectly comfortable, perfectly safe. Another ancestor, who wove the patterns of the stars, becomes a still billabong, her surface reflecting the night sky so perfectly that you cannot tell where earth ends and heaven begins. The reflection is complete, seamless, eternal. And still another transforms into a grove of ancient trees, their branches reaching upward even as their roots sink deep, connecting earth and sky forever, resting but present, sleeping but aware. This is the way of the Dreamtime, you see. Nothing truly ends. The ancestors do not die. They do not disappear. They transform, they remain, they dream on. Their consciousness seeps into the landscape, and the landscape becomes conscious, aware, peaceful. And you are becoming part of this too. Your awareness spreading outward, merging with the stillness. Your thoughts growing slower, quieter. Like the ancestors, you are not disappearing. You are transforming into rest, into deep, healing, peaceful rest. The land holds them, the land holds you. Everything is held, everything is safe, everything is as it should be. The seven sisters, whose journey we followed across the vast Dreamtime country, pause now in their eternal dance across the sky. Their footsteps, which created waterholes and sacred sites, have left their marks upon the land. And those marks remain, will always remain. The sisters gather together for a moment. You can imagine them, can't you? Standing close, their hands joined, their songs finally coming to rest, to a soft, humming silence. And then, with the gentleness of moonlight fading into dawn, they step upward, becoming the star cluster you can see on clear nights, the Pleiades, forever together, forever dancing their slow dance across the darkness. But they too have not left. They remain in the waterholes they created, in the plants that mark their resting places, in the stories told around evening fires, in the patterns of ceremony. They are here and there, earth and sky, matter and spirit all at once. This is the truth of the Dreamtime. This is the mystery you are entering now, as your mind grows quieter, as your body grows heavier. You are here in your bed, comfortable, safe, warm, and yet you are also drifting, spreading outward into the story, into the landscape, into the eternal dreaming. Your edges are softening, the boundary between you and the world growing less distinct, less important. This is not frightening. It is peaceful, like dissolving into warm water, like melting into comfort. You remain yourself even as you become part of something larger, something ancient, something eternal. The sisters dance in the sky, and you dance with them in your dreams, slow spinning, gentle floating. All the waterholes they created shimmer under starlight, and you shimmer too, peaceful, luminous, soft. The ancestors rest, the land rests. The stars wheel slowly overhead in their ancient patterns, and you rest too, deeply, completely, held by the earth, held by the story, held by the eternal, ongoing, never-ending Dreamtime, which continues, always continues, will continue long after this night, this sleep, this deep, soft, infinite rest. The animals too find their rest, those first kangaroos and emus, eagles and lizards, each one a transformed ancestor who chose to remain in physical form, to hop and fly and crawl through the created world. They settle now into their places, into burrows and nests, into the shelter of rocks and the hollows of trees. The kangaroo, who was once a great ancestor, lies down in soft grass, her body curving into itself, her breathing slow and steady, steady. You can almost feel it, can't you? That slow, rhythmic breathing, the way her chest rises and falls, your own breath matching that rhythm without effort, without thought, slow, steady, peaceful. The emu tucks his great head beneath his wing, standing on one leg in perfect balance, perfect stillness, showing you that rest can happen even while standing, that peace is not a position, but a state of being, an inner quietness that nothing can disturb. The eagle settles on her high perch, her keen eyes softening, closing slowly, slowly. She has flown far, she has seen everything, and now she rests, her grip on the branch secure, trusting, letting go of the day, letting go of the watch, surrendering to sleep. And you too have come far, through the vastness before creation, through the emergence of land and sky. through the journeys of ancestors and the forming of life itself. You have traveled through the entire Dreamtime, and now you have arrived here, at this moment of perfect rest. The work is done, the story is told, the world is created and continuing to create itself. And you can let go now. Let go of the day, let go of effort, let go of everything except this soft, warm, comfortable moment. This perfect moment of rest. The animals sleep. The ancestors sleep. The land itself seems to breathe slowly in the stillness of night. And you are part of this, part of the breathing, part of the stillness, part of the deep, ancient, sacred sleep. Everything is as it should be. Everything is as it has always been. Everything continues. The Dreamtime continues, and you rest within it, held, safe, peaceful, drifting, deeper, softer, into the endless, dreaming. And now the Dreamtime settles into its eternal rhythm. The ancestors have returned to the earth, their presence woven into everything, and the world they created breathes slowly, steadily, in and out, like the tide, like the seasons, like your own breath, growing slower now, softer. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go. The story has brought you here, to this moment, this perfect, still, peaceful moment. And here, you can rest. Here you can let go completely. The land dreams, the rivers dream, the stars dream their slow wheeling dance across the darkness, and you dream with them. Your dreams blending with the eternal dreaming, becoming part of the story that has no ending. In the Dreamtime, the ancestors still walk, still sing, still create, but so slowly now, so softly, like distant echoes, like memories of memories. And you walk with them in your dreams. Soft footsteps in red earth, the gentle splash of cool water, the whisper of wind through ancient trees. All of creation is resting now, and you are part of creation. The Rainbow Serpent sleeps in the deep places. The sky ancestors dream within stone and water. The seven sisters wheel overhead, their song reduced to the softest hum, barely audible, barely there. And the animals sleep as you sleep, their bodies warm, their breathing peaceful. Nothing to fear, nothing to do, only rest, only this. Your body is so heavy now, so comfortable, sinking into softness, into warmth. Your mind is quiet, thoughts drifting apart like clouds, dissolving into the vast, peaceful emptiness that holds everything. The Dreamtime continues, has always continued, will always continue. And you are part of it now, part of the eternal dreaming, part of the soft, slow unfolding of creation, part of the peace, part of the stillness, part of the deep, sacred, infinite, sleep. Sleep now, sleep. The ancestors are with you. The land holds you, the stars watch over you. Sleep, deeper, softer, into the dreaming, into the eternal rest. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Thank you for listening tonight. If this story helped you drift off, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more calming stories. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you next time.